Welcome back to the Cruise Dynasty podcast. Back at it again, doing what we do. A little bit different tonight because we at headquarters tonight. Craft man, what's going on, man?
Same old thing, man. We ain't on Discord tonight though. We got buddy Levi in the house, White Snake.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Had to take a sip of my beer real quick. Yeah, got the White Snake in the building.
The host always got to stay ready, though.
Let's see, I'm in a redraft league with Levi. I know Levi's in. How many Dynasty leagues you in?
I'm just in one Dynasty. Just
Dynasty.
one.
Was competing, talking that shit. Took a L.
Took a hard L. A hard L.
Who hasn't talked shit and took a hard L, though? You know what I'm saying?
God, Austin talks shit all year and took the L immediately. He didn't even make the playoffs. I'm coming for y'all.
I didn't make the playoffs.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just talked shit beginning of the season. Remember, we just traded first-round picks for the next year. I was like, I'm better than you. I'll take your first. You can have my first. And my first ended up better than his, but
and I traded the first round because picks mean nothing.
Yeah, we don't make picks in rookie drafts.
I will say this. I feel like, because Levi, would you say you're new to the Dynasty within the past couple years or so?
Oh, yeah. I've only been at 2 years.
I would say there's no doubt we all come in not caring about rookie picks.
Not one bit.
I know I've said it a billion times. But I obviously value them a lot more now. But
if you can get somebody that's proven that's only been in the league for like 1 or 2 years, what's the difference?
Hey, I sit here and I say this, but I don't have my 24 pick or my 25 pick because I want to win now.
I don't think I have a pick until 26.
Yeah.
Yeah. And picks this time of year is like worth so much because like the 101, you can sit there and try to trade Garrett Wilson for it and not get it.
Right.
But you look at ADP and Marvin Harrison and Garrett Wilson are back to back.
Right.
But you sound like a Garrett Wilson for the 101. People just laugh at you. They're like, ah.
LOL.
Yeah. It's like
laughing emoji.
But like depending on what you need though, like is Jalen Warren worth a 101 if you need a running back?
No.
Why not?
Nah, not Jalen Warren.
Why not?
Because Jalen Warren ain't no good.
You crazy.
I mean,
you could probably use the 101 to get.
If you say like Jonathan Taylor, you can make an argument if you're really running back heavy or something like that. But I think that's like the cutoff.
But he's already proved that he can get injured, bro.
Everybody gets injured.
I'm a little lower on JT than others.
Not me. He's on both of my dynasty teams. I'm rolling with JT. You like ETN though because you're Clemson fan. So
I like ETN. This is the truth because it seems like we kind of talked a little. We're just kind of getting into strategy a little bit, but. Running backs, I look at it year to year. Tight ends, I look at it whatever the best I can find. You know what I'm saying? But running back is a year to year thing. Like, give me Derrick Henry. Yeah, I'm about to be in a league with some of the people I play with. It's all about young guys, man. It's all about I'm about to start capitalizing on that. You give me Derrick Henry and give me Devontae Adams and shit like that.
But you got to have multiple picks. Like some of the guys we're playing with, like you're alluding to, one pick isn't going to save. It just ain't going to save your team.
It's not. It's not happening.
Agreed. If you're going to punt or tank or punt, you got to get multiple first.
Yeah, you got to get multiple first or something. Or even set up for – I think Zamil, I've seen the strategy. He's only got like 3 or 4 25 first. So he's just waiting one more year, I think.
So, hey, some people do the long rebuilding thing. I'm not that. It's hard for me to do
Might
what I'm
die
doing
tomorrow.
In this one.
Ain't no way I'm going to pay my $50, $75, or $100 just to tank. It ain't happening.
Hey, I texted P. Miller literally today. I was looking at his team. I said, what you doing? You going to go for it? Or he said every year. He said every year I'm going for it.
You can't go for it every year, though. You can stay like what Levi said is like trade your picks for 24-year-olds, 25-year-olds, do a little 3-year thing. Flip it back over. I think you can play Dynasty without ever rebuilding if you keep
Not a hard
that.
rebuild. You don't ever have to do a hard rebuild. You just keep rolling your players over.
There's definitely opportune times where you have to buy and sell.
Oh, for sure. And if you can do 2-for-1 trades occasionally, and you keep your team stocked up.
That's the name of the game. Is I'm a 2-for-1 guy all day, and I'm always the guy trading 2.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you're fair with them. I mean, just like we did the other day.
Just traded Brock Purdy and a 25 first for Jordan Love.
Yeah.
He called a shot right there. He wanted his guy.
I like watching my players on Sunday.
I don't blame you.
And they're I would take Jordan Love over Purdy. I don't know where y'all are at with that, but
Yeah.
they're pretty close.
I would, but I told Phil it was a good deal for both. You got your guy. He got,
It's collusion,
A little
though.
down. Who said collusion? Noah Dick?
No, they just thought every time we make a trade, first thing somebody posts is collusion. Just try to get an argument started again.
Well, shoot, man. This episode right here, we're going to go through the ADP.
Average draft position.
Go ahead, Craft Man. Tell us what average draft position is. For people people might not know.
Oh, okay. I was
What
being
is ADP?
sarcastic like I always am.
If they've made it this far listening to y'all show and they don't know what ADP is,
All right, let's just say there's somebody's watching for the first time. What is ADP, Craft Man?
It is the average draft position of what people will be drafting. So this is like the public, the community. They've already done their startup drafts, and this is the average place where all these players are getting drafted in those mock drafts or startup drafts. So this is what the world is telling us where everybody needs to be right now.
Right. So,
Did I explain that all right?
yeah, I feel like that was a great
it's just the
explanation.
average of across the world of where people's drafting folks at.
Yeah.
It doesn't get more plain than average draft position.
Absolutely,
You know what I'm saying?
100%.
It doesn't get more plain than that.
But the main thing about ADP is it's not computer. This is people. This
Yeah.
is people drafting.
So it can have errors.
Yeah, basically. And that's
No,
basically,
people don't make mistakes.
Well,
Yeah.
that's really why we're about to even do an episode like this, because we're going to look at where we agree with the ADP, where we disagree, where we can sell, where we can buy. Like, just from an episode like this, just from looking at the ADP, you can make 10 episodes.
Oh, for sure, because it goes on forever.
It just goes on and on. You can do top players. We're going to start from the top and just roll.
Yep.
And then if, there's a certain player you want to talk about, I know some of these quarterbacks, so I want to dive into some of these quarterbacks. And then the conversation I always like to have is, when do we take the wide receiver? And I've already looked at the ADP, and I've already said, what the fuck?
And this is Superflex.
Superflex, PPR, tight end premium. Yeah, it's pretty much your standard Superflex scoring now. I mean, all Superflex leagues are pretty much like this.
Yeah.
PPR. So at the top, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts. Any problems with it? You got a problem with Josh Allen's last 4 years are 1-2-2-1, 1-2-1-1 or something?
Yeah, Josh Allen's always – he was my first last year. He's going to be my first again this year.
Yep.
Mahomes is great in real life. He didn't have the best year last year. He was QB8, but the previous year he was QB1 with over 5,000 yards, 41 touchdowns. So
Yeah.
it was just kind of a Tom Brady. All these pocket passers, they have these years where they have, in the 20s or 30s of touchdowns, but they can get up close to 50. So it's just a down year for Mahomes, I feel like. What do you think?
I think it's a down year for Mahomes, but if I, knowing what I know now, and we were starting a new Dynasty league, I'm not taking a quarterback first.
Even in Superflex?
Not even in a Superflex.
Or what you going to
Oh,
do?
blame you.
There's good quarterbacks further down the list. Is Josh Allen, I understand, 1-2-1-1, whatever.
Right.
Is he worth? I mean, if you're a little, let's say that he fell a few spots. Yeah, I think he'd be worth something. But like,
You wouldn't take Josh Allen one, though.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
take Josh
Or are
Allen
you just
one.
stopping at Mahomes?
No, I'm just saying, like, I feel like you can go out and get a real heavy hitter receiver, and then you can get a middle of the road quarterback and come out on top. Because where you go with Josh Allen at the quarterback, you're gonna lose that on receiver big time, because there's in a 12-man league, there's 11 more people picking after you. The top receivers are gone.
You're right. That's a different strategy. Noah took that strategy last
exactly.
year,
I was
and
about to
he
say.
and everybody throughout the year thought he was going to be. I think he would have won that league if he didn't trade McCaffrey.
And actually, if you get the first overall pick, there's 23 people picking before you get to pick again. So all the good receivers are gone. All the top running backs are gone. So you did take the best quarterback, but like I said, you get down the list, you get a Baker Mayfield, which I'm high on Baker because
Right.
he's middle of the road. He's going to give you 20 points a week.
Well,
Josh Allen's going to give you 27 points a week.
Well, let's look at the ADP. So you're picking one. So ADP coming back, you'd be around 23, 24.
Yeah.
So you would, if you wanted to pick a QB in the second round, you could start off with, let's say, CeeDee Lamb at 1, come back, get Kyler Murray.
You could get Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. It's not a bad It's not a bad strategy to go with.
You can get Dak at 29.
You could actually go QB after that, too, if you wanted to do something like that. You can get Kyler and Jordan Love back-to-back, have CD on your team. That sounds almost better than starting with Josh Allen coming back. Let's see, at the ADP of 21. So it would be like Josh Allen, Chris Olave, Jalen Waddle.
And I would much rather have the Dak CD stack. It's possible if you don't take Josh Allen first.
So I guess I do like what y'all are saying and the strategy. I guess my thing is if I'm sitting there at the 101, I'm trading back if I can.
In a startup?
Instead of taking – I couldn't just take CD 101, I don't think. Could y'all?
So you just wait. You just expect other people to do it and then move back to like 5
I'm going to be real.
I
I think realistically quarterbacks are going off the board top 7 or 8.
You say trade back though, so what do you? What would it take? Like what pick in a startup would you ask for to go from 101 to 107? Like a 4th rounder, 3rd rounder,
to 107. Yeah, see, I don't know, man. I'd have to look up some startup values.
It'd have to be like 5th round or something. Like, give me your 5th rounder, I'll move back.
It's crazy because I listen to some pods that kind of say what Levi's saying, the quarterbacks being drafted too high, stuff like that. Then you listen to some, it's like
you got to do
quarterbacks. Give them to me.
Superflex,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen rookie mock drafts. Everybody's got, it's like Caleb Williams and Marvin Harrison Jr. Well, these specific people I know for sure, they would go 1, 2, 3, straight up quarterbacks. Daniels, Drake May.
My strategy is, honestly, and you can ask him because I've done it every year that we've done redraft, except for the first year because I didn't know no better. I mean, I'll put in the group message, and I want to move back. Like, I don't want the 101 ever. Yeah. There's too much pressure to make the right pick, and then like I said, there's just so many people going right after you that I'd rather be at the back of the pack. Give me the 12 pick. Takes all the pressure off me. The good players are going to be narrowed down for you. Give me the 12. I get 2 back-to-back picks. I can get 2 heavy hitters, and then
yeah, it didn't work this year in redraft because what was the stat about McCaffrey? Like whoever drafted McCaffrey at the 101 championship team, 50% of the championship teams had McCaffrey.
Yeah.
So, but that was just this year. The year before, I drafted JT at the 101 after his massive year.
And he kind of shit the bed.
You fucked my whole season. It was over.
Yeah. I guess next, since we sitting on ADPs, I was wondering if y'all had a problem with Jalen Hurts being at 3.
Well, we'll go for Levi just saying, he's saying he ain't taking the QB early. What do you think is Jalen Hurts just being the quarterback 3 in general? You think that's where he belongs?
Rushing touchdown wise, yeah, but like he's not an accurate passer. Like you get the definite upside with him being a rusher. So yeah, I'd probably say he's up there. I mean,
CJ Stroud,
that is one of the few people that I would say there's an argument with. Like,
I know you don't like Lamar at this point.
I just don't like Lamar.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. 5. He's at 5 in this ADP right here.
The thing with Hurts over Lamar is they can have the same statistical passing seasons, and I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna try to vet what I'm saying here, but Lamar had last year. He had 3,678 passing yards, and Jalen Hurts had 3,800 passing yards. But with Jalen Hurts, you're getting 15 touchdowns on the ground.
Right.
Yeah, and that's almost 100 points on the ground just on running touchdowns. So
I feel like this year is going to get cut in some with Saquon being there. I think they'll just get
it ain't going to be 15.
It ain't going to be 15.
Maybe 10, 8.
Hey, y'all acting like Saquon's hammy's going to hold up this year for the first time ever.
I mean, like, I'm just saying.
Ankle, man.
Whatever.
I just don't see them not giving the ball to Saquon sometimes.
If they're at the 1, they're running the tush push.
If
they're at
time.
the 3,
they're giving it to Saquon.
They're giving it to Saquon.
I mean, yeah.
But they're going to end up on the 1 somehow or another.
Okay, well, look. This is basically this is going to be my time to push back on Levi because we got Justin Jefferson at 4 right here. and I think we're in agreement. We wouldn't take Justin Jefferson first wide receiver wise.
No.
Right?
No.
Definitely not at 4 either.
Definitely not at 4. I'm going to be honest with you, Kraft. I probably wouldn't take Justin Jefferson or a wide receiver until about, I don't know.
The number 8 hole.
Something like that.
CeeDee Lamb, baby.
I think the one where I get.
But you'd take him at 1.
I'd take CD at 1.
Yeah.
No question.
I do love CD.
The thing is, what's crazy about these ADPs is when you're playing in an existing league,
Yeah.
who's harder to get, Jefferson or CD right now?
CD.
It's CD.
For sure, yeah.
But the ADP shows that everybody's still taking Jefferson.
Yeah.
But I will push
Taking
back.
him high.
I'll push back on this a little bit. This ADP has been going on since the offseason. Kirk Cousins just left.
Yeah, I was fixing to
So
say
it might not be
there's only a week of data since he
Yeah.
signed a contract with Atlanta, so
It might not be.
that'll change by the start of the season.
Yeah.
Unless there's just optimism.
And I'm Chase.
Jay
I'm
McCarthy.
Chase at 1.
I'm in a dynasty ranking. I'm CD all the way. I don't know. I'm gonna say I'm gonna CD. I might be on Monroe. I'm just being.
I don't blame you.
I don't blame you on that either.
Reason I'm Chase is just because I know the talent's there. I know everything's there. He's got the most stable situation out of all the 3 guys with CD, Jefferson, Chase. Joe Burrow just got to stay healthy. It's not Chase at all.
It's not.
So basically, my strategy, we did that doo-doo dynasty, and I took Justin Fields. That's what I did at the 107. Regret that one. But you know me, Kyler Murray was sitting there at the 2-0. I told you.
I think was it the 2nd or 3rd round you took him?
I got him in the 2nd round because I wasn't going to let him slip. But there's people taking him in the 4th rounds and 5th rounds in startup drafts. So I took him in the 2nd. So I was rolling with that no matter what. That's the way I would roll. I want to get a top quarterback and then see if I can get that one that's a buy low situation. If you can't get that, then I want a Dak. I really want a Jordan Love, but I feel like, I don't know what his ADP is.
It's getting up there, but to say a little bit
25.
about what Levi said about taking a receiver early is that, like we pointed out, you can take CD first. You can come back and get Love, get Kyler in the 2nd, 3rd. You don't even have to take 2 QBs in a row. But why don't people look at it more like a redraft league? So say, just because I didn't take Josh Allen first, I might lose a little bit in the 2nd round from the 101 taking Josh Allen, not taking Josh Allen, go down to Jordan Love. Can't you just draft your 2nd quarterback a little earlier than other teams? Because once that team, say your top guys draft Josh Allen, Mahomes, whatever, they're probably thinking, a lot of them might be thinking, I'm going to wait a little while. So you can go Jordan Love, Kirk Cousins as your 2 QBs, while somebody else is Mahomes and some Derek Carr. You're still in the same position with your 2 quarterbacks. They're going to equal out in points.
They average out for sure. I'm telling you, man, taking one of those monster quarterbacks, and just a side note on taking one of those monster quarterbacks first, other than Josh Allen, he's immune to what I'm about to say. They have the same chance of getting injured.
Got that Delta.
Delta's on him, boy.
Got my throat good. But yeah, I'm listening. Well, how about this, though? I see Kyler Murray at 26. What if you walked out of here with Josh Allen and Kyler Murray? These are your quarterbacks.
I'm real low on
Kyler. You could, but what's the rest of your team going to look like? You're going to have no running backs.
Well, it's a dynasty league. You don't really need them.
You say that.
Points are points.
That's your opinion with running backs. We can't.
I'm just saying.
I'm still. You need running backs.
I'm with you. You need running backs, but can I patch it up with a Brian Robinson?
No.
In the 9th or 10th?
Not over Christian McCaffrey when somebody got him.
But the thing is, if you want Christian McCaffrey, you're taking. Look, he's at 14. You can't take a running back that high. That's crazy.
No, it ain't crazy. We play Dynasty in 2 or 3 year spans.
12. I feel like that's too high.
Yeah, I'm still with running backs, man. I'm not saying I build most of my Dynasty teams receiver heavy, but I'm not saying that you can't win your entire league. Well, you did. You won your league without running backs, but most often you're gonna need running backs.
I say that, but I made cheap moves where I was rolling with Pacheco, and you see what I'm saying?
Pacheco's good though.
That's what I'm saying. But Pacheco's, you can, instead of getting CMC, I could take, one of these top wide receivers or whatever. I don't even know. and then patch it up with Pacheco in the later rounds, whatever rounds he's going in. I bet it's close to double digits.
Just saying, CMC scored 391 points last year. And you want to go down to Pacheco, I mean, you're giving up 150 points on a given year.
But you're sacrificing that and getting
That's
a top
10 points
wide
a week.
receiver.
That's 10 points a week out of your lineup that you're giving up.
But you're not taking account for that wide receiver you're getting at that whatever round you're taking CMC.
Or the quarterback.
Or the quarterback, which you're getting way more than a running back at that point, most likely.
Well, if you were in the number 7 spot, you could take CeeDee Lamb and get Christian McCaffrey. So there is a way to wind up with a good receiver and a good running back on your team if you traded for the right draft pick, if you were already, if you were doing your homework and looking at where your ADPs were laying at. But then it comes back to who do people like?
Yeah. I mean,
Everybody likes McCaffrey.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to be real, though. I think in Dynasty, I don't know, man. In a Dynasty startup, I just look at where these running backs are going and think, man, I could punt that way out. You know what I'm saying?
I just think the running back
Patch it up.
I just think the running back room is so
James
thin of young talent who's going to score a lot of points. Like you only have, your Breece Hall, Jahmyr Gibbs, Bijan, and McCaffrey's just winning people's leagues every year. But outside of them four, I feel like there is a big drop
I'll
off.
put it like this: Jahmyr Gibbs is going 17. I would much be more willing to take Jahmyr Gibbs at pick 17 than Bijan at 12.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Or even especially CMC. Because you're only going to get, how many years are we really getting? It's 24 now.
How many years does it take to pay for the next 20 years of Dynasty, though? It takes one.
Well, yeah, I agree with that. But I'm just saying, CMC,
You just got to win one.
you do just got to win one, but there's 12 people.
But there's
only
also a
one
level
winner.
when you're drafting of win now and win in the future. You can't just coming into it with the mindset that you're just going to draft young and hope they turn out. You got to have a middle ground.
You can't predict the fucking future. Like you can never go in there.
McCaffrey might be strong for the next 4 years, dude. You don't know. People kept telling me. People are still telling me to trade Kelsey right now. Why would I trade Kelsey? I'll run him till he's gone.
I'm in the same situation as you.
He might have 2 more years left, and he's still going to score you 15, 20 points a game at the tight end position. Why would I get rid of him?
I agree.
I'm in the same situation as you, brother, with that Travis Kelsey one. I tried to ship him out for the cheap the other day, too.
Do you notice that sometimes when teams win a championship, that they're like, and they're a little older, they're willing to sell right after? They're like, I got mine. I try to attack them teams. I don't know about y'all, but I know Noah won the championship in Dynasty. First year.
And rebuilt.
And as soon as he won, he was like, Mike Evans gone. Saquon gone. They were all gone. He was like, I got mine. I think I got lucky, or everything just hit right where I won. It was that year Mike Evans had like 50 points in week 17 to win the championship. You remember? So he was like, all right, got mine. I'm going to build my team young now, which is still fine. But I'm just saying this is like almost a tip. People who win championships, they're more likely to ship off their older players than somebody who just lost and is running it back. Because they're like, I got mine.
Yeah. It's
Because
crazy.
you've been trying to trade Kelsey.
Well,
you won.
That's the truth. Here's the thing. I tried to pair Cup and Kelsey just so I can get a pick that looks like it would be the 101. But after that, it's over with. I can't really get much for him, so I'm just building around him now. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting more vets. I just got Christian Kirk. Hey,
Yeah.
I like Romeo Dobbs.
If you stock your team with relevant players, if you're in a situation like what me and you were in, I've got Keenan Allen and Kelsey. Their values are still there, but at the same time, nobody wants them at the price that you think they're still worth. So if you can stock your team with some younger players, some prospects, when they do go down eventually, you'll have something possibly to trade for to go get you another tight end and go get you another decent receiver when they're done, if you don't want to get rid of them.
Yeah. My strategy in general is kind of like what you said. I do trade my picks, but I trade them for young assets that have shown something. Like I will trade the 104 for Garrett Wilson. I will trade whatever Marvin Harrison would be for Puka Nacua. I'll take Puka. He's already done it. He had the best rookie season of all time. I mean, we can argue Marvin Harrison is a better athlete, better prospect than Puka was, but it don't matter what the prospect is. What have you done for me lately?
What's on a stat sheet somewhere already?
In the NFL, with the best of the best.
Yeah, for sure.
So basically, I would say you try to trade your picks for young, proven.
Yeah, I'll trade my picks, but it won't be like later in the year if I know I'm competing, I'll trade. Well, I'm already competing, so that pick's gonna be late, right?
Right.
I will trade it for an older player at that point, but not too old. Like I thought about going for Keenan Allen last year. I'm glad I didn't because he fell off at the end, got injured,
Right.
blah blah blah. But somebody somewhere in the middle, a DJ Moore, somebody who's like 27, 28-year-old at receiver, you still got 3 years left. But people see that 28 and they're like, "Ooh, I can trade. I can get rid of this 28-year-old for a 22-year-old." It's like he's going to be relevant for 2 or 3 more years.
Yeah.
And how back to what you said,
can't predict what the next player, how relevant he's going to be, like how long that guy's going to be relevant in the league.
Your dynasty league might end after this season. You don't know if people are going to come back. You don't know if you're going to be able to fill positions.
Yeah, I hope not.
No, I'm just saying, like 2 years. Like, how long do you want to build your team out for? You've got 2 years with a person. Play them, run them.
Look, I pretty much agree with that.
Yeah,
type of stuff.
The Dak Prescott type thing. Like
Yeah.
he's, you're going to get 3 good years out of Dak, but you'd rather take Caleb Williams instead of Dak. See, that's the kind of trade I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Whoever's getting the 101 in a Superflex is going to get Caleb Williams. I would trade that 101 for Dak Prescott. It sounds crazy because Dak's older, but I bet you would hope to God that Caleb Williams could put up a QB4 season.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, what's the chance? What are the chances?
Dude, quarterbacks can play until they're 40, dude. They're the one position on the field that has the longest age range. So
Agreed.
why would I pay, like you just said, going with Dak Prescott, love Dak, Cowboys fan. But why wouldn't you trade somebody that is almost guaranteeing you every week 25 points for somebody that might give you 27 to 30 points a week?
Just because he can last 15 years of greatness.
Yeah, but you got 6 years left with Dak after he signs his next contract.
Right.
And then you're throwing all that projections away. Like, you've already seen it. You know what he can do. And you can do that today. Anybody listening to the podcast, you can trade Dak Prescott for the 101 right
all
now.
day long.
Right now.
Right
yeah.
now.
That's a guarantee.
And people don't know why they're going to trade it. They're just going to trade it because Dak hadn't won a playoff game. But that's not relevant in fantasy football.
So we got anti-draft picks over here from these guys. That's what I'm hearing.
I'm not anti-draft picks.
Nah, I'm not. I'm just
general,
kidding.
but
I
feel like you can get.
I'm kind of in between y'all.
You can get value out of your draft picks that's relevant that you've seen play.
Agree. I agree. I would say
You might lose. Because here's an example. I'll let you go on with that. I traded the 10. This is like perfect example. Ian last year, I traded the 103 for Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
Bijan was at the 101. Ian got Jahmyr Gibbs, right? Jahmyr Gibbs is a better asset than Jonathan Taylor now. So that pick did work out better.
Yeah.
But how much better? Like, it's still...
You talking about... Nah, I feel like that was...
He won. Yeah, I'm saying he won. But I'm just saying he could have picked... he could have picked Jordan Addison there.
At the 10...
Or 103 or whatever. Well, he could have picked Bryce Young there.
He could have, yeah. He definitely could have. Ooh.
I mean, he did get... It's still a chance. Like, he made the right selection
Where
is
did
what I'm
Bryce
saying.
Young go in that draft?
The 101?
And I was...
No. Bijan went 101.
102 then.
Bryce Young went 102.
Jeez.
And the last thing, and you can go ahead.
Nah, y'all are good.
The thing that I think about when it comes down to draft picks, Marvin Harrison going 101.
Right.
He's only ever played against college kids. He is a professional playing against college kids.
Yeah.
He's not a professional playing against professionals yet.
And you don't know what team he's on.
You don't know what team he's on, and
true.
he's going to be matched against people that are his skill set. So he's not going to glow like that, more than likely, like he does in college against. And this goes for anybody that's getting drafted. They are a professional playing with kids.
Yeah.
So what if I were to tell you now, you got a competing team like you got right now, would you trade? You got 2 years left with Tyreek Hill, right? That's his contract, 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
Would you trade if you had the 101? Would you trade 101 for Tyreek to try to go?
Yeah, 100%.
It's 2 years. 2 years is a long time. I mean, in my book, I just don't get why anybody would look for like a 5-year thing.
You did preface that with my team is competing though. You got to weigh like what are you going to get? Is your team even going to be relevant next year?
I don't even think competing teams would do that though. That's the problem. Well, the competing team might not have the 101 most likely, but unless they traded for it.
Dude, if you can get dogs on your team, get dogs on your team.
I get 100% what you're saying. I just think it's tough. I mean, I get what you're saying. Tyreek Hill though for the 101.
If I
would try to go higher
in the offseason.
Yeah, I would offer higher.
In the offseason right now, if I knew I was going to make a run next year, like I'm going to give it hell, I'm going to put everything I got, all my ducks in, or all my bread in one bag, whatever the saying is.
All the eggs in what is it?
All the eggs in one basket, whatever.
Yeah, going for it.
And I've got a 2024 pick. I would trade it for Tyreek Hill right now. The worst that can happen, I got 2 years out of Tyreek, and I got a 2025 first coming up. So I can draft somebody next year if I need to. You get 2 years out of Tyreek, and you still got a draft pick for the following year. Just don't trade that one if you want a draft pick.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm like in between. I'll put it like this.
Just do like the 2-3 year recycle. Recycle it over and over.
I mean, like, I'll say this. I agree with y'all. I just think maybe some of the players y'all are trading for the picks might be a little spicy. How about that? You know,
I mean, it's definitely spicy.
But not to saying y'all are wrong at all. Because look, in this league, this is what I would say. I was going to address one point. What I use my draft picks on is because I just won a league. I was going for it all. I told you the whole time I was going for it all. I used my 24 first, pretty much in a deal to get Travis Kelce. I didn't care how old he was. Then I used my 25 first because I needed a quarterback real bad, and I went and paired some stuff up and got Tua. So I'm pretty much saying I'm going to use those first and go for it and get me. I don't really even care about years, period, at that point.
I don't think you can go for it, though.
What you mean?
Like, in this Dynasty league we're in, doo-doo.
No, I'm talking about the main league.
Yeah.
And doo-doo, I'm doing the opposite. I'm doing everything that I never even really want to do, but I'm just trying it out. Here I am. I'm going draft picks, young draft picks.
But don't you think that – think about how much value them draft picks got. Not saying you were a bottom, like, 3 or 4 team.
Yeah, I got the 103 and the 104.
You can transfer to a bottom 4 team to a top 4 team if you traded. I'm not saying to trade all of them. Don't do that. But I'm just saying if you did trade all of them, I bet you could be going for a championship next year already. I mean, just with them picks.
I would only really want to do like if I could trade the 103 and get CD. That's automatic. If
That's
I could
not
trade
happening.
the 104 and get
That's
Amon
not
Ra.
happening.
But we'll see. I would never say. I just couldn't see myself saying, "I'll give you the 103. You give me Tyreek Hill."
It sounds absolutely. It sounds absolutely stupid when you talk Dynasty, but you could trade the 103 for Tyreek. You could trade the 104 for Jonathan Taylor.
I'd be wanting to.
You could trade the 107, or you can trade the 107 for Jonathan Taylor. You can trade the 104 for what's another really good like veteran. Shoot, I don't know.
Any of them.
Travis Kelce,
Mike Evans,
Cooper Kupp, Vontae Adams, and you could go from. I'm not saying you should do it. I'm just saying like.
Will, give me Devontae.
That's how much it does.
This is a hypothetical. If you knew what Mostert was going to do last year before the season started, would you have traded the 101 for Mostert last year?
No.
Why? Dude went off all year. Dude went nuts. If you knew, he still got you in the playoffs before he tailed off. You were already in the playoffs if you had Mostert on your team until he tailed off last year. The dude went off every week.
RB2.
I remember that. RB2, but
I thought about trading Javonte for Mostert plus.
I'm not saying would you have done it blind if you knew what he was going to do last year.
So you like that?
Yeah, I would have done that trade.
Like, how high do you value a first? That's like asking how high do you value a 101 pick because of what Mostert did last year.
You got to have top 5 guys on your team to win a championship. You can't win championships with. What do you think Marvin Harrison's going to finish this year? If you had to guess, what's like your highest hopes?
I don't know, bro. Are you saying top 5 guys, just period?
Top 5 guys at the position.
I would say I would disagree about you have to have top 5 guys at running back to win the championship. I just
that would mean you have to have you're going to have multiple top 5 guys. So if you don't have the top 5 guys at running back, you're going to have
2
like
top
like
5
you did
receivers.
CD and Amon Ra,
top 5 receivers,
something like that.
All right.
But wherever
Yeah.
your roster is at, you're gonna have to have top 5 guys, like multiple ones, to win a championship.
I mean, I agree. Running backs.
I had
can carry.
Tyreek and Puka in redraft. That's why I won, because they were both top 5 guys. Same thing goes for Dynasty. You got to have multiple. You got to have multiple top 5 guys.
Yeah.
See, there's not that much difference between the wide receiver 15 and the wide receiver 24. They're not the ones winning you the championships. It's the Christian McCaffreys, the Tyreek Hills, the Pukas last year, the Josh Allen every year. Those are the guys that win.
Yeah.
It's not the guys who have just a bunch of wide receiver 2s on their, like Devontae Smith and guys like that. You got to have multiple guys on your team to win championships in Dynasty and redraft.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, we agree.
That's why you
disagree
can
on
trade
stuff.
them picks for like top 5 guys next year or 2 years from now.
I'll trade a pick that I think is going to be a late first for a top 15 guy, probably,
Yeah.
to add depth.
The problem is with what I've been saying and what Levi's been saying is in Dynasty, the values are different. We hadn't talked about value that much
Right.
and what people
yeah.
value.
I mean, y'all's values are definitely different than others. But, heck, I see that when I play with y'all. I mean, you and Noah Dickblow are sending different trades than the people that I play Dynasty with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not a hate on either side. You know what I'm saying?
Hater, man. Say it to my
different-
face.
Hey,
We're face to face tonight. You can say it to my face.
This year and this doo-doo league that I'm in with y'all, I've kind of gone pretty much to what the crew's strategy is. I started off young, then I traded and got a bunch of firsts, and here I am.
We'll
Other
see.
leagues,
We'll see how it works.
but you know, even P. Miller, he'd be sitting right here talking about I'm drafting.
He'd be with me
Derrick
and Levi,
Henry.
wouldn't
He'd
he?
be sitting right there with you. Talk about he's going for it every year. But
Dude,
we'll
I don't
see.
pay my money. I don't pay my money to try to lose.
Yeah, I mean, heck, I'm with you.
That's like saying you might
Except I'm
rebuild.
not,
You
'cause-
might rebuild forever with draft picks.
Talk to me one big dog.
And another thing, though, to push back a little bit of what me and Levi's been saying, too, is that you do have to be careful with this strategy because you could end up with a whole bunch. You could not win any championships and end up with a whole bunch of expiring players.
Oh
That
yeah,
is-
you can wind up with some Geritile fucks and not have a team anymore.
Well,
and that's when you.
That's one thing I'm kind of thinking about because I see Noah. He pretty much went for it.
He would. I swear he would have won if he didn't trade McCaffrey in that trade.
Now he wants some top draft picks, and I'm just thinking, why even let you? Let's just let you suffer the consequences 3 years down the road when you're sitting there with them old bag of bones. I'm thinking that with Phil too. What you gonna do with
Phil's
Derrick
a little
Henry
older.
3 years from now, big dog?
What you gonna
You
do
got.
with all that
I do
junk?
agree that you have got to sell before it's too late. That's why I like to stay in that, like I said, like 24 to 28 range of age.
Yeah.
And then when they get in the 30s, like Devontae Adams and stuff, like I would have sold him last year, or I would have sold him. Like you still gotta sell the old guys, but
Yeah.
you can keep older guys. Just don't keep all the old guys.
Well,
You can keep running it back with the. If you look at any of the analytics that me and you've done on all these things, breakout ages and where players perform the most, it's usually between like age 24 and 28.
Yeah.
You don't have to have the 21-year-old guys. You don't have to have a whole team full of 21-year-old guys. You can keep rejuvenating players over and over again.
While we on a little topic like this, I'll go ahead and say this. I'm not even opposed to holding the fucking bag on some of these players. You know what I'm saying? Like
Kelsey.
Yeah, Travis Kelce. It's like what you just. Like, I guess Levi said it on the pod, or was it before the pod? I'm getting all confused now. So
We talked a little bit about him, but we talked a lot about it before the pod too.
Yeah, it's like I got him in the same league. I just won a championship in, and I just tried to sell him to try to get some high capital. But the truth is, it's like it doesn't even matter. Like he's going to come out there and play. I'm going to look at it from a year-to-year basis. He's going to be top 5 at the least
Every year.
maybe top 3 probably
Every year.
So
And how are
Cooper
you
Kupp.
gonna?
holding the bag.
We have not done the ADP episode.
This is strategy. Fuck it.
Oh, we kind of went off on a tangent,
This
but I
is
mean,
strategy
this is
episode.
all strategy versus ADP. Like, but
Talking different strategies.
Okay, you think C.J. Stroud should be going over Lamar Jackson,
Yes.
but he's not.
See, that's where you capitalize. Like, if you could that's the kind of stuff that people are talking about, though, that I see. Like, if you could trade Lamar, I would trade Lamar for – I'd go way down and try to get a first. You know what I'm saying? Lamar for Dak and a first?
Easy.
It's easy.
All day long.
That's easy money.
Last
Even
year,
if it's
the
the
year
one,
before.
Even if it's like the 110. I mean, it could be the last pick in the first round.
All right, here's a question that I'll bring up. We'll bring up – I want to just – since they right here, the first rookie off the board really is Marvin Harrison Jr. right now. So right now we got him wide receiver wise. We got him priced behind Amon-Ra.
Wide receiver 5.
So Marvin Harrison is the wide receiver 5 right now in Superflex.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not with that. You know, I'm not with that. And I like rookies. Maybe I don't like them as much as some. I like them a little more than others. That really is like drafting somebody at their peak already, pretty much, before he even plays one game. I mean, he really could be up here where Justin Jefferson is gonna be.
He
Or where
could.
Justin Jefferson is. He could,
anything
really
could happen.
But
look at the value you get in the 23 hole. You get Puka
yeah,
in the 23 hole. But you could get
agree
Brees Hall.
100%.
You could get Brees Hall. You get Christian McCaffrey right around Marvin Harrison, and then it comes back to you, and like I said, you get Puka.
Would you take Brees Hall or Marvin Harrison to start up?
Get Marvin Harrison with the Cardinals.
He has to be with the Cardinals.
What's the likely spots now? I don't feel like Patriots is it. I know we've been bringing up that doomsday scenario, but I mean,
Cardinals, Giants.
there's a difference between Cardinals and Giants.
Chargers could do something weird and trade up. Bears.
I like that too.
Boy, Danny Dimes would be dropping it on Marvin Harrison. What y'all talking about?
That would suck.
I would rather him go to the Giants than the
Patriots.
Than the Pats.
Patriots. Yeah, he goes to the Patriots, and man, I'm taking Brees Hall and whoever the fuck you want to throw
I'm
out
taking
there.
Austin Kraft, man.
But this is startup rankings. These folks are drafting Marvin Harrison above, Tyreek Hill and Puka Nacua, Garrett Wilson.
Got him up there near Amon-Ra.
I could see Garrett Wilson though. I'm a little bit. I can't figure out what to do with that.
Hey, I was kind of on that bandwagon. Where's Garrett Wilson's ADP right now? Let's check it out. He's at 12, so I've got to be looking at something.
No, he's at wide receiver 7, ADP 19.
Yeah, I was about to say. I just clicked the wrong button. I was about to say that junk ain't right.
But we sit here and talk about QBs with multiple years, and you're still drafting receivers. And I like Garrett Wilson a lot, but we're really looking at a 1-year ordeal with Aaron Rodgers there.
Exactly.
And then what?
Drake London or Garrett Wilson?
Drake London, because Kirk Cousins is there for 4 years.
Where is Drake London on? Okay, Drake London's already ahead, I guess.
That ADP ain't caught up yet.
It ain't caught up. Daggone.
There ain't no way ADP's caught up because I'd take Drake London way over Michael Pittman, Nico.
Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson?
I'm going to take Garrett Wilson there. I ain't hating on Garrett Wilson. It's just I don't know what to do with him.
Garrett Wilson or Malik Neighbors?
You said Garrett Wilson over Chris Olave?
Yeah. I'll take Wilson over Olave.
Oh, yeah, I would too. I don't like Derek Carr. I don't like that situation.
What about Malik Neighbors with the Cardinals or Garrett Wilson?
Garrett Wilson. If Rodgers is there, bro, I'm taking Garrett Wilson all day long. He's going to be nasty as long as old A-Rod can keep his tendons intact.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I have a hard time with him. I don't know. Because I like to play. I like to play for the moment.
What about Waddle?
Yeah, fuck Waddle.
You saying fuck Waddle? I'd buy low on Waddle, maybe.
I mean, you can that exactly because I said fuck him.
Yeah. So
y'all go out right now and get Jalen Waddle because he is going to be that guy next year.
He is good. I like Jalen Waddle.
Tyreek's going out week 1, and it's going to be Waddle the rest of the year.
I mean, Jalen Waddle is only going 5 spots ahead of Devontae Smith. Give me Waddle all day. I mean, he is going before him, but I do like Jalen Waddle. I think he had a down year, but get a little bit tired of him going in that blue tent every single game. He's got a blue tent with his name on it. It says Waddle on it. It has a penguin on it.
I'm just looking at a few more ADPs. I was just going to bring up.
Let's talk about Ayuk.
Talk about him.
Going as wide receiver 14, going behind Devontae Smith, behind Jalen Waddle, behind Malik Neighbors. I like Brandon Ayuk. Where y'all at with him?
I like Debo more on that team.
Let me just look. What did you say? Brandon Ayuk was going around. Let me look. He's going around DJ Moore, Nico Collins,
I think he's
Pittman, Smith. This is just the wide receivers.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. I
All
would take Ayuk over Moore. I would probably take Nico, Michael Pittman, Drake London.
You take Nico.
I take Nico. I think. That one's
Nobody
tough.
likes fucking Nico, man.
Why?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I love him.
Don't
I
like
got him on my dynasty team, but
And Dudu?
nobody.
What's
I
up,
would.
there, cuz?
I would figure somebody was going to send an offer for him, but nobody.
Should I give you one of them, man? You know what I'm saying? One of them.
You ain't high on Drake London? Y'all ain't high on Drake London
I've
this
been
year?
trying to buy Drake London something serious.
You can't even get Drake. I got Drake London in that league. You can't even get him from me.
Dude, I'm
that's not
thinking
really a
I'm
prize.
thinking he gonna be up there this year. This is gonna be the first year we got to see him with a seasoned vet that knows how to play football.
Drake London.
Are we falling in the trap right here?
It's possible. I admit it's possible. How high do we take Drake London in a redraft, though?
Same spot you took Garrett Wilson last year when Rodgers was
That
supposed to be
1-2
QB.
turn?
Yep, 1-2 turn. I think
I'm
I
ready
think
for
it's gonna be
football
mo-
next year, man.
Yes, sir.
I think you got to be like it could go from the 1-2 turn to the middle of the second is where I would take the risk. I'm in,
Sidebar,
man.
sidebar. I think the Falcons really gonna be nasty this year.
They'll make it to the playoffs and lose.
Yeah, I agree. We'll make it to the playoffs and lose.
What are you talking about, bro? They're gonna lose to
I hope
Tampa
we win it
Bay's
all.
making it.
What happens if the Falcons play Dallas? Which one loses? Did both of them lose somehow? Is there a possibility where like both of them can figure out a way to lose?
They're just gonna stay 0-0 until the tie. They finally just like, dude, y'all just both suck.
No, they'll score, but both teams will throw pick sixes. Like Kirk Cousins will throw a pick six, and then Dak will throw a pick six, and then
Dude, I felt so bad for Dak in the playoffs, dude. God, I
Why?
felt so bad for him.
I didn't. I felt great.
I feel like it's not
That's
Dak.
because he was playing
Dak,
your
I know
You
team.
felt great. I get it, but I'm just saying, like, Dak gets a lot of blame for. It wasn't like that defense was doing anything.
That's what I try to tell everybody, bro. The defense still let up 30-something points.
Jordan Love's out there piecing them up.
I gotta-
Drive by drive.
Oh, for sure. I texted Austin like middle of the game. I'm like, dude, your quarterback's doing great. But
I like
like,
Jordan Love. Would you sell high?
No,
Craftman wouldn't. What about you, Levi? Would you
he
sell
gone.
high?
you're
Gone.
selling them.
Hell yeah.
Get his ass off my team, man.
I like
selling
him.
him to suckers like Craftman.
No, I like him. I like him. Like if I could get him at a value,
for him, man.
if I could get him at a value, I'd do it. But like I,
Poor man Pete Miller trade rate you today,
If you if you were to go back, I ain't even got the numbers in front of me, but somebody can look it up for me. Points per game. We're talking about just playing quarterbacks. It don't matter if you're playing 15 years or 10 years. Jordan Love should be up there with C.J. Stroud. He's got young talent just like C.J. Stroud got. He's got a good organization. We always make the playoffs. It's
I
only
like
going
it,
up.
man. I like it.
It's only going up from now, baby. Let's go.
Speak it, man.
okay.
He was the QB 5 last year
Well,
in
look.
his first year playing.
While we doing hot takes, and I got a hot take for you then. Romeo Dobbs, top 20 season, incoming. It's happening. I believe it. Top 20.
I'll give you the same another receiver off our team. Dontavian Wicks, top 24 receiver next year.
You drinking the Kool-Aid now. You're going
You
too far.
watch.
I'm just kidding.
And Christian Watson is a buy low, by the way.
Buy low. I agree. I'd keep him on my team. He could be my 6 flex. You know what I'm saying? Might be in a pinch. I'll throw in Christian Watson in one day.
He's pulling that Todd Gurley like 5 years early. I got that arthritis. I don't know what he got going on. He's always hurt, though.
I think that we should like put something on our hot takes, bro. Like we
Yeah.
should put something because my hot take, Kyle Pitts, tight end 1,
Oh,
tight
man.
end 1, tight
Big
end
Dunk
1.
sitting here pumping his chest right now listening to this, man.
Hey. For Dunk, too, Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver 15.
Oh, man.
Jared
You don't
Jeudy-
even believe that crap, man. I know you don't.
Hell no, I don't believe that shit.
Jared Jeudy, irrelevant.
At least he got a contract, but I mean,
I did get Judy. He offered me the 205, and then I countered it with Jerry Jeudy instead of the 205. So I got a little belief,
yeah.
but I'm really just wanting with the 205. What are you hoping for? Like a flex play?
I don't know about
That's
this
what I'm
year,
trying to
be
do with
honest
Judy,
you.
just flex play or bye week. I mean, you got to. I understand the class is deep, but you still got to pick the right guy. That's the problem.
That's true. Agree.
Not all of them are going to be good. Troy Franklin, A.D. Mitchell, Lad McConkey. Not all.
Yeah.
Every one of them ain't going to hit. And I like a lot of them, so it's
If you
going
want
to
to
be
find
like,
out who, you can check out me and the Craft Man on the Cruise Dynasty podcast.
yeah.
Breaking down these rookies. We done did a few. Seen somebody hating on your boy Roman Wilson the other day. I was like, the Craft Man wouldn't like this.
I was hating on him. Why was he hating on him?
I can't even remember. I just saw it on the list that
Was his name like, don't know shit about fantasy football?
probably. A lot of them motherfuckers don't.
I'm just playing. Roman Wilson might end up being just. I just liked him for being like a sleeper pick in this rookie
Right.
draft.
Agreed.
I ain't saying he's like
Is there
incredible.
Anything ADP strategy-wise that you would like to say before we hop off this pod?
Levi, you got anything?
I mean, Levi
Just-
had a lot of hot takes tonight. He was coming out spicy, man.
He always does.
Ain't been on in a little while, and here he is just throwing them out there. I know all my homies, if they listen to this, they're like, that Levi dude's a fucking idiot. You're listening to this guy.
Ask them if they want to jump in a league with me then.
Hey, I'm telling you. We need to get another startup going on.
We need a startup. We need a big money league. We need high rollers. We need like $200 head buy-in. I'm in it. I'm with it.
If we get a league like that going this year, I'll do a startup, even though I said I wouldn't
Bet.
do another one.
Bet.
Year.
I'm in it.
What's up, Craft Man? What's up, then, man?
I'm with it, bro. But it's going.
You ain't about that money, then, huh? You ain't about that money, then.
I ain't worried about that damn money.
You know, if you know what, if you run the price up, people that flop on purpose to try to rebuild, they
Yeah,
they
they
stay
ain't
out of
doing
it.
it.
They ain't there. Everybody's gonna be going for it. That's how you make a startup fun off the rip. You start charging folks to play.
I agree. I
But-
agree.
If we talk,
I say that though, but my most important league, if it was free, I wouldn't even care. That'd still be my most important league. Could be for free.
Well, history is the number one thing.
but you got
My Yahoo
guys.
league, you got history. It's
Fuck
like,
every one of y'all.
You got guys that you got guys that play though. You got guys that are good. That just do it to do it.
I ain't gonna say they good.
Oh man, my bad. I don't even know who they are, but
They trash. I know y'all know who I'm talking about.
he said y'all dog shit, bro.
Hey man, all I know is that we've been in this dynasty league for 3 years. We did redraft for a lot of years, and a lot of people didn't set lineups. But this is like a league that's been going on since high school.
Yeah.
One of my homies, the first dynasty champ, called me drunk. He was drunk, called me. He's like, man, all they out there talking, but they ain't got no rings. They ain't got no championships. I said, y'all ain't got no championships. That's all I know. That's all I know. And that trophy's at my house. I'm going back to back
I'm glad you won it this year for the pod.
for the pod.
Did you won one this
I
year
got
too?
a championship.
Yeah.
We all got championships in the pod,
We
man.
all
Except
got
for me.
rings.
Yeah,
I'm ringless.
Except for the snake.
You
I'm
compete. You
ringless.
competed hard though.
And everybody listening to this is like, that's what you get when you trade the 1-on-1 for Dak and stuff.
And
like
Jalen
that.
Warren and shit.
I take Jalen Warren.
I like Jalen Warren. I feel like you can probably get him with the
201.
201 or the.
Hey, bro, I'm just saying.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Honestly,
My strategy, I didn't win. I did go to the playoffs, went to the second round of the playoffs. My team did put up 235 points in 1 week, though. That's still pretty incredible.
White Snake, you're reloading and going for it again next year, ain't you?
Hell yeah, every year.
I like
Every
it.
year.
I do like it, man. I like the.
You don't have
mentality
to
that
have
some
a
of y'all
down
get.
year, but you asked me the final points on the ADPs. Like you said, we were signing off, didn't you?
Whenever y'all, we gonna hop off.
But
Last words.
Just look at where the real value is. Don't look. The ADPs are not necessarily right.
Yeah.
Just look at where the real value lies. What can you get if you wait? What can you get if you go for it? What is way down there? What's way at the bottom of the list? Like you don't even got to look at the top 24. You ain't got to look at the top 40. Look down there, dude. There was a couple of years back to back that I got Kirk Cousins. I got him in like the 6th round, dude, or the 7th round, and the dude was
later than that.
Yeah. I was
yeah,
about to say,
like
probably
deep, like way deep off in
super
it, bro.
deep.
And like dudes were taking Josh Allen at the turn, like at the turn, like number 12, number 13 pick, and I'm getting Kirk Cousins, and I understand Josh Allen's going to way outscore Kirk Cousins,
Right.
but I got way more value at the top
Yeah.
because I got my CeeDee Lambs or I got my Jamar Chase, but I got Kirk Cousins, and there might be a 10-point a week difference there,
Right.
but you've got Chris Olave and I've got CeeDee Lamb. There's a 10-point difference there, so we're even.
Yeah.
So just pay attention to where the real value lies. That's all I can say.
And the one championship I won this year in redraft, I went into that draft drunk. And
Shout out Levi.
yeah, shout out Levi. Went into that draft drunk, and I really just took value. I didn't want to draft a tight end early. T.J. Hawkinson was sitting there in the 5th round. I'm like, fuck it, T.J. Hawkinson then. And that's what it all comes down to in startups and Dynasty too. It's like you don't have to go into the draft saying I'm going to draft receiver heavy, I'm going to draft running back heavy or QB heavy or whatever. Just go into it with an open mind, have your rankings ready, go in and just take value.
Crap, man, you just preaching the good word because that would be the main thing I would say when doing these drafts and redraft and Dynasty is just go with the flow. Like, you know me, I kind of understand what y'all are saying and coming from today from a lot of stuff y'all are saying. And due to Dynasty, I wasn't planning on going young. It just kind of presented itself that way. And then next thing you know, I'm taking young wide receivers and I'm just going with the flow that way. But
dude, everything that you just said, I didn't listen to none of it. I just heard you say
y'all lost bad.
No, I heard y'all say y'all know me, and I was sitting here singing that Dr. Dre, y'all know me, still the same OG, but low key.
Y'all know me, man. So, you know, it is what it is. Craftman, anything you want to say to the folks who listen to us all the time?
I'm good. It was an ADP episode, but it ended up turning into a strategy
We're
episode.
just going to name it strategy and ADP, I guess. I don't know. It was basically draft strategy and some in-season strategy. We talked about trading picks from the winning perspective. Losing perspective, how y'all don't like it.
We didn't even do losing perspective because we don't lose.
Bro, this was called Dynasty Goulash. That's what we just did. Dynasty Goulash.
Dynasty Goulash.
We just threw it all in the pot and told folks what was up. Hope you like it. Hope it tastes good.
A lot of points from the winning perspective, I guess, from this episode.
We didn't really go into rebuild because
you can listen to everybody else for that, I guess. I mean,
yeah, you can look at the Doo-Doo Dynasty team and look at how to rebuild.
Heck, that's what I'm saying. I'm with you. We need to get us another startup going on this summer. Even if me and you ain't in it, let's host it. Get it together.
I'm gonna be in
game.
Hey, if any of your listeners want to jump in it, tell them to get at you. Hit you up on your Twitter. $200 a head.
50-man league.
I really feel like we can get folks to do it. If we can get we'll get a startup going every year.
Nah, $200 head, 14-man league. Make the picks go away. Just make people really have to do their homework. Let's go.
I would love if it's gonna get that serious. I'm in it. You know what I'm saying?
$1 million.
Also,
ahead. Whatever you got in your bank account, throw it into this Dynasty
and
league.
We ain't doing.
I'm all in then.
Hey, no second place. Winner take all. It's a dog fight to the end.
Shoot, we're pretty much like that in Doo-Doo Dynasty.
We double cheeked up on a Thursday, baby.
You don't get it, but we do got that regular season. We pretty much tried to do away with all tanking, and here I am. I tanked the first year, but
dog shit.
I know, man. Honestly, now that it's over with, now I'm like, yes.
Yeah, and people were fighting for the 101 to the 103, and it's like Caleb Williams or Malik Neighbors. It's all the same anyway.
I'm sitting there at the 3, 4, 7, 8, and 11. I mean, I couldn't have drew it out more perfectly. I'm just being honest.
You already know my darling for the draft, don't you?
Which one?
Malik Neighbors.
Next,
JJ.
He's coming to Team Matt Ham.
I'll say that as long as he goes to a decent landing spot, Malik Neighbors.
He could go to the Giants, goddamn. And I'll still take him up there.
Telling you, Danny Dimes be dropping them, son.
Danny Dimes.
That's my guy, Malik Neighbors.
But, all right, then. Well, everybody, thanks for listening to the podcast. 5-star review.
Tell your friends.
That's the best way to spread it. Just tell your friends. And if they like fantasy, then tell them friends, and then tell them friends.
And tell them friends to drink cold beers.
And everybody likes fantasy football now.
Everybody. When you get old, you start liking that stuff. When I was young, I ain't like it.
There ain't nothing else to do, bro. You go to work, you come home, you want to sit in the air conditioner and have something to do.
Dude, I think about this at work for 12 hours straight. 12 hours straight. I ride around on a thing and think about it for 12 hours.
I went to a Christmas party with Dakota with all her work friends.
Yeah.
I found the guys, and I was like, you play fantasy? And every single one of them said yeah. And that was it for the night. We talked about fantasy football. He was like, man, my fucking team did this. And I was like, yeah, but I won, though. I won that championship.
Yeah, if you ain't got no friends out there, find you a fantasy league to get in. You have a whole crew, son. You have a whole crew.
When it ranges from 12 years old to 70 years old.
Right.
Or shoot, 100 years old. It don't matter however long you live. If you playing fantasy.
If you ain't in the league, hit us up, and we'll get you in a league.
But it's going to cost you.
$200.
$200 at least. At least. We ain't decided yet.
Ain't no point in playing if there ain't some money involved. Can't play for free. Can't do it.
Yep, I did that this year.
Unless you got a lot of history with your boys.
Unless you got a lot of history, which is agreed. I'd play that thing for free.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely play the Our redraft. I would play that one and our other redraft.
Yeah, Average Joe's.
That's just a good league, bro.
I think Average Joe's, we should up the ante. That's a good ass league right there.
Well,
I've been trying. I've been trying to tell
At least
him.
get it to 100 or
Average
whatever.
Joe's good.
What league? Where are we at? 50, 75?
50.
At least 100.
We're gonna do 100.
Let's do it.
We're gonna do 100 next year.
Bet.
All right.
Like this season.
This
We'll
season.
Bet.
Put it in the chat right now, Crackman. Quit stalling. And
Because folks gonna be sending you $50 because you already put the post out there for it.
No, that was Dynasty.
Oh, my bad.
Let's go. But all right, then. Well, thanks for listening to the podcast. But we out.
We gone.